You know, I feel like I'm still having to prove myself or always ask for great resources. And I think this happens, we were talking about Wicked, I think we see that. It's like they give Glinda everything, and Elphaba, the whole thing in Wizard and Oz, like, if you make good, then you will receive all the benefits. And that's not always the case. All I need to make sure that I'm doing is just continue to do the work.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Slime Tutorial, the show where we answer theater's most important question. Should this be online? I'm your host, Wildlin Pierrevil, and I am joined by...
Kalen Allen. What, am I supposed to say more?
No, that was great. No, usually I have to be like, could you look at the camera and say your name? But a professional, a professional.
Oh my gosh.
Kalen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you for having me.
Kalen.
Yeah.
It's been a very exciting year for you.
Yeah.
You've made your Broadway debut this year.
I did.
In?
Elf, the musical.
Running at?
The Marquee Theater.
The Marquee Theater. How does that achievement feel for you?
Well, it's really kind of full circle. So when I first visited New York for the first time in 2009, I stayed at the Marriott Marquis. And I remember the show there at that time, I think was 9 to 5. So it's kind of full circle that my Broadway debut takes place in that same theater.
Today we are taking a trip down memory lane.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we've done deep dramaturgy.
Oh, wow.
On you.
Oh, wow.
And your digital footprint,
okay.
which is hard because a lot of your digital footprint is incredibly intentional. You're an internet star, a digital darling. And so trying to find kind of the nooks and crannies of who you are online in a way that might be like really surprising and interesting and how you might think of it is interesting because, I mean, you push post yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we've got a couple of things here that we want to watch with you. Are you ready?
Sure.
Awesome. The first one's not a super deep cut, but it's the beginning of it all.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Oh. Okay.
That's so rude. I ain't never heard of that.
I have been on the kitchen since then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like milking my mac and cheese. It makes it really creamy.
So at this point, you're coming in blind. You're not Chef Kalen Allen.
Correct. But funny thing about this video is this is not the first take.
Ah.
Yeah.
Put mustard in this?
How much of, I mean, like...
This was probably
Salt and pepper, juice.
the 6th. There was another take that I'd done that was, I think, in my dorm room that I did, but I didn't like it. And so then I had been home for Thanksgiving, I believe, for this one, and I retaped it, and I was like, okay, this one will do. Because once the food videos really became popular, it almost felt like I needed to perform. Like it was hard for me to just naturally react to them because I knew that they needed to be funny and stuff like that. So my genuine reaction, sometimes I would do it, and then when I would watch it back, I'd be like, oh, I should have said this at this point. So then I would go back and record it again and just say the same things, almost like a script.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a part of like digital creation, especially as an independent creator that a lot of people don't necessarily anticipate or kind of have a distance from, that like you're editing yourself in the video, but also in real time you're going back and refining your performance. It is scripted in a lot of ways. It is like,
and mind you, this was before TikTok and all that even existed. So I was really having to figure out how to navigate all this in real time without any real blueprint.
Right.
Yeah.
And did it work out?
Yeah, there are things that I think back, especially when I see like the newcomers come and I'm like, I remember when I thought of that and nobody listened to me. Or like, for instance, like when the food videos were at their height, I really wanted to release a seasoning line. And they couldn't see that. They couldn't understand that. They were like, you want to do merch off of funny videos? And now we see people like Tabitha Brown and these people that have done very similar, videos that went viral and now have created complete brands from it, But I think that was the only thing that was kind of bittersweet about it, was that I was doing something at a level that hadn't been done before. Like they weren't taking viral people and creating brands from them or developing them.
You were really on the front lines, on the front line of an industry being born.
Correct. It is interesting now that when people have some type of viral sensation or whatever, they immediately get to, like, I think race plays a part of that, but they are considered, like A-list celebrities. And what I have noticed specifically about my career is that I've done a lot of stuff, but I don't necessarily feel like people give me the credit for it. I feel like I'm still having to prove myself or always ask for great resources. And I think this happens. I think, we were talking about Wicked, I think we see that. It's like they give Glinda everything, and Elphaba, the whole thing in Wizard and Oz, like, if you make good, then you will receive all the benefits. And that's not always the case.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think what has kept me sane in that is just realizing that all I need to make sure that I'm doing is just continue to do the work.
I'm glad that you brought up Wicked.
Thank you.
I would never, ever, ever bring you to this table without bringing up Wicked.
All right.
Not in this year.
Okay.
Not in this time.
Yes, you're correct.
Not in this climate.
Yes.
Let's get to the second clip.
All right. I knew it.
Let's go.
I knew that's what this was. This was a good little moment.
This?
Wait, okay, but do you know this version?
No.
So, actually, this is Shoshana Bean's version. And she had done it at Trevor Live, and I was obsessed with it in college. And so, this specific year, I was like, I think I had multiple Halloween costumes. And I was like, I want to do Elphaba. I'm from Kansas, so the whole Wizard of Oz kind of runs through my bones. But it's a good little moment.
This is above and beyond.
Oh.
Okay,
but
we got a full, it's not just the green, it's the green and the contour.
Yes.
Right?
But what's funny is that this cardigan is not what it was supposed to be. So there's some clips of me actually in a costume and on a set, right? That come into this video. So we were doing the shoot, and the shoot just didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. It didn't look the way I wanted it to look. So I was like, we need to avert and find a different way to be able to do this. So I shot it in my living room and just created these different moments.
Yeah. The reveal.
Yeah, I know. That body's sickening.
You really went above and beyond. This is incredible, yeah.
The drama of it all. It's a good little moment. But yeah, this is Defying Gravity mixed with Gravity. Shoshana's version is sickening. It's amazing.
Thinking back on what the video turned out as with that snafu that you described and re-recording it in your living room. I mean, sometimes those kinds of mishaps and happy accidents turn into better products. I mean, do you feel more connected to this piece and what it turned out to be? Or do you sometimes fantasize about what it would have been in the original version?
I think a little bit. There's a moment at the end when, the climax of the song, I really love it. And to be honest, a lot of these kind of things singing, because that's not normally what I do on a record. Like that, look at that. That is ridiculous. That is sickening. Okay, because I really wanted to be able to make it look like the way it does in the musical with the, the wind blowing and all that. So that's how I built it up. But I just love this moment in the green hue and the change, because the whole point was to show the evolution of Elphaba as well. So that's why you start with the whole nerdy, then you get a little bit more grown, and then you get to that final, look of Elphaba. But the thing about this is that a lot of times when I do stuff like this is not for the audience. Look at that. Blowing in the wind, honey. But it's more for me. I think as an artist, especially with the food videos and judging food competitions, I didn't get an opportunity to ever do what I wanted to do artistically. And so this was specifically ways for me to be able to tap back into that. And it's kind of crazy now with me doing Broadway that I'm actually really being on stage again feels like home to me, because that's the kind of stuff that I'm used to doing. But I think when you are known for a certain thing, you kind of have to feed the beast. Instead of actually being able to do or express yourself, because you got bills to pay, know?
Yeah. You've made your Broadway debut recently in Elf.
Yes.
At the Marquee Theater.
Yes, I have.
All about family, fun, Christmas, togetherness,
Love
community.
Christmas.
And speaking of community, I want to show you the last few clips that we have for you.
Oh, a few. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
The hair is snatched. That's my LA barber. Listen, he gonna eat it up every time. Oh, look at that. That is crispy. I know. Sometimes I wish I could ship him here to do it, because he'd be eating it up.
Kalen, those videos are time-stamped August, February 23, September 22.
Okay.
And another in 2022.
Okay.
You've had the same barber for a long time.
Yeah, you don't have the same barber?
I'm sure community means a lot to you. That's what I'm getting from that.
Oh, okay.
I've had the same barber for a long time. Did you invite your barber to Elf on Broadway?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. But he's in LA. So we actually talked about it, because what I was thinking about doing was for opening night, I was thinking about flying him out here.
Oh, nice.
So I could get the haircut, because it never fails.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But traveling is hard. He's never been to New York. And so I was like, you need to come and see Elf. You know? So we're going to figure it out. We got enough time.
One heavy, loaded question.
Okay.
Pro shots.
Okay.
Captured live performances, recordings. Yay or nay?
Yes. Because, one, Broadway is so expensive.
Yes, it is.
like, even my friends, I'd be like, don't worry about it. Because, like, I'd be like, $300 for a ticket, I wouldn't buy it either. You know what I mean? So, like, I am all about making art specifically, especially theater, accessible. Mm-hmm. And everybody does not have the means to be able to afford a Broadway ticket to go see a show. And they are not cheap at all. You know what I mean? And I also believe in the quality of being able to see a show. Some people may be able to get a cheaper ticket, but they don't want to be all the way in the nosebleeds. You know what I mean? So if there is any way to be able to make Broadway and theater more accessible, especially like me growing up in Kansas, you know what I mean? It's like we didn't really have access to like a Broadway show, or I wasn't going to New York every single week or something like that, or for the holidays. And so any way that we can also reach young people, I think is great too.
The people who are going to inherit the work that we do.
Correct.
I'm from Florida. I feel the same way. I mean, I learned about theater. I got connected to this art through like the recordings of Raul Esparza and all of the people who had pro shots.
What part of Florida?
Orlando.
Okay.
Orlando. I want to circle back one time. We found all of those clips of you and your barber in your tags on Instagram. You've been on the internet for so long. Do you ever get surprised by the things that people tag you in?
Well, I think the actual tags are turned off now. So sometimes it's more so the mentions that I get. I think especially with doing Elf, I love it when people tag me. And a lot of people don't. Like, people will ask me for pictures and then they don't tag me. And I love it when people tag me because I get to then connect with them on a different levels. Like, for instance, one night we were in tech, actually, for Elf, and I had come outside and I ran to this lady. She had just moved to New York. She was there first day. She was walking down the street and she stopped me and she was a huge fan and stuff like that. And I said, oh my gosh, you had to come see Elf. And she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know. And so we were giving away some tickets for like the first week. And so I DM'd her because she thought she posted a picture and she tagged me. And I DM'd her. I said, here's some free tickets to the show. And then she was able to come to the show. So that's why I always tell people to tag me so that I can connect to them as real people, because you never know what may come about.
Interesting. They were giving away tickets for Elf. And I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
On that note, let's go to the bar for some rapid fire.
Don't be mad at me.
Kalen.
Yes.
Rapid fire.
Okay.
What surprised you about Broadway?
Schedule.
I'm going to offer you some contemporary Christmas classics, anthems, bops. And I want you to pick one over the other.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Under the Mistletoe, Justin Bieber. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Michael Bublé.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Okay. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Go Santa. Off of Kalen Allen's hit Christmas album.
Now, why would you do that? That is crazy.
Choose carefully.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it to Go Santa Go, you know?
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Yes.
What was your favorite part about recording that Christmas album?
The collaborative effort of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's me, Brandon Michael Nace, Paul Johnson, and Malachi Matson. You know, we worked on it for 3 years. And it was absolutely a labor of love. It's probably one of the greatest things that I've ever done. I think it's another one of those passion projects that I did it solely for me. But yeah, I think it is also very unique. It's a different type of Christmas album, and it's a journey. It's an experience. I love it.
It is very unique. That's my favorite part about it. I'm like, I've never heard Christmas music like this.
Yeah.
If you had a wrestling theme entrance, what song would it be?
Yeah, Beyonce.
That's good. You had that really ready.
Oh yeah, it's kind of my go-to.
Yeah. In your Ivy Park.
Yeah.
All right.
She's always on theme, honey.
Do you have a dream role?
Dream role?
Yeah.
No, but I would love to originate something.
Good. Nice.
Yeah, I don't necessarily see it as like going to do something else, but I would love to be original.
Awesome. Do you have any theater superstitions?
No.
You're saying, can I say Macbeth? I just did. Are you saying Macbeth at the theater?
Now, I am aware of that. And, you know, my degree is in theater, and I may have brought it up earlier in the process of when we first got to theater. Somebody was like, you can't say that. And I was like, I know that, but I don't really believe in that. So, you know.
You laugh in the face.
Yeah, you know, you can't give power to stuff.
Yeah. That's true. Who is your favorite Broadway diva?
Favorite partner? Shirley Ralph.
That is a good answer. That's a well-cultured answer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, honey. She's Broadway through and through, no matter where she goes.
No matter where she goes. And she also, similar to you, keeps an answer tucked. She's always ready. She's always ready for the red carpet question.
Is.
My favorite Broadway diva is Kalen Allen.
Oh.
And I'm sure a lot of the viewers at home watching Slime Tutorial feel the same way. Kalen, thank you so much for being here with us.
Of course. No,
I really appreciate it.
I love you.
I love you too. Ma, where can the people watching right now find you?
Well, I make it very easy. You can find me everywhere at the Kalen Allen.
Y'all, you can find Kalen Allen all over the internet, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify. That's my favorite place to find him. Kalen is so kind and so generous for joining us here on Slime Tutorial. I'm your host, Wildlin Pierrevil, and I will see you next time.